What would you do if people judged your worth by your uniform, not your heart? He cleaned their offices, took out their trash, fixed what they broke. But to them, he was invisible. This is the story of Marcus Taylor, a single black dad working as a janitor in a company that never saw him coming. Until he quit. And shocked them all. Have you ever felt looked down on for your job or status? What if your silence was more powerful than their noise? Subscribe now to Skin Deep Stories for more emotional, powerful, true life-inspired content. Marcus Taylor's day started at 4:30 a.m. He laced up his old sneakers, made a quick cup of coffee, and kissed his 9-year-old daughter Jada on the forehead before heading to Kenridge & Company Financials, a prestigious corporate firm downtown. He'd worked there for 6 years as a janitor. 6 years of wiping boardroom tables after meetings he wasn't allowed to speak in. 6 years of being ignored by people who used his name only when something needed cleaning. But Marcus never complained. "Daddy, you work so hard," Jada would say. "I work for you, baby," he'd smile. At Kenridge, Marcus was a ghost with keys. He greeted everyone most walked past. He held doors, no one said thank you. But the worst was Andrew Carson, the new junior executive. Andrew would toss trash at Marcus's feet. "You missed a spot, bud," he once smirked. Others laughed. Marcus didn't. He just picked up the paper and said, "I hope your day gets better, sir." They thought his silence was weakness. But Marcus was teaching Jada patience. He didn't want her to grow up bitter. Every Friday, there was an executive happy hour in the boardroom. And every Friday, Marcus cleaned up the mess afterward. One evening, as he mopped around the long table, he overheard them. "That janitor still here? Can't we automate that by now? Or outsource it? Like seriously, what does he even do all day?" The laughter echoed. Marcus didn't say a word. He folded the last chair, pushed the mop bucket out, and something in him broke quietly. That night, he looked at his worn shoes and said to Jada, "What if I did something different?" She looked up. "Like what, Daddy?" Monday morning, Marcus walked in like usual. Only this time, he wore a crisp shirt and a calm look. He dropped off a letter to HR. It was brief. It read, "After 6 years, I am moving on. Thank you for the opportunity. Marcus Taylor." No dramatic scene. No speech. He took one last walk through the office. And left. 2 weeks later, the company faced a PR crisis. Someone had leaked internal emails, racially insensitive jokes, derogatory comments, including Andrew's remarks about janitorial staff. The leak came from someone with quiet access. Someone who had heard, seen, and kept record, without speaking. Marcus never confirmed it. But an anonymous Medium article went viral. "I was the man with the keys. And you never saw me. But I saw everything." Thousands of shares. News outlets picked it up. Kenridge issued a public apology. Andrew Carson was let go. A month later, a new nonprofit launched. The Taylor Foundation for Working Fathers. Mission, to provide training, legal aid, and emotional support to overlooked working-class men, especially janitors, custodians, and blue-collar fathers. Founder? Marcus Taylor. Funded in part by an investor who had once worked at Kenridge and had been inspired by Marcus's story. Marcus now gives talks at schools, churches, and universities. He walks into rooms where he used to clean tables. Now, he's the keynote speaker. Jada sits in the front row every time. Never underestimate the quiet ones. Sometimes, they're just watching and planning. Marcus Taylor was more than a janitor. He was a father, a witness, and a change maker. What would you have done in Marcus's shoes? Tell us in the comments. And if this story moved you, subscribe to Skin Deep Stories, where everyday people rewrite their ending.